What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Obsession. I'm Karl Bethke.
I am Mike Stadler.
We are having a day here, brother.
Right on.
Oh, got a question for you. This one comes from James. How or what do you do to be successful each year, and why are you successful on these DIY hunts you guys do? Congratulations, by the way, he says.
Thank you, James.
DIY hunts that we do when we go out west. I think hunting in general.
Okay. So, we talk about this a ton. Obviously, physical prep. So, I will tell you this. Since we got back from North Dakota, the week of Thanksgiving, today was day number 90 straight that I've been at the gym since we got back.
Yep.
So we've been back for 90 days.
We have been.
I have not missed a day. I 100% feel that physical prep is a lot of it, especially if you're spotting and stalking with a bow in lots of types of weather.
Yes.
Especially, he's talking about the DIY. So our first one is antelope.
Yeah.
And what's our weather?
100 degrees.
Hot.
In the
sun. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing to hide under.
Nasty, so... and Karl's the same way in the gym, and I'm not saying we're going to compete for a Mr. Olympia coming up. I mean, I thought about it.
You could.
And then I had a rational thought. But I mean, it's a huge thing, and I don't work out for any reason anymore, to tell you the truth, but to be able to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is bow hunt.
I think the best statement, and this you've said this before, I think, on the show, and I don't know if people understand what you mean by it. I do. I don't work out as much as Mike, I'll be honest. I'm a little bit older than Mike is. Gives me no excuse. I've been coming back and working out more now, basically for the same reasons of this is what Mike says. He doesn't want his body to be the reason he's not successful.
Control
what you can control.
Yes.
And you can control your body and your performance. Now, for me, I'll be honest, in the last 3 weeks I haven't been able to lift because I sprained my AC joint. And it's taken a while to get back.
But what have you been doing?
I've been running a minimum of 6 miles every morning. So I get up at 3:30 and I go to the gym. And whether there's snow on the ground outside, then I'll run inside, or I will run outside by my house when the chance is. I don't do it right now at 3 in the morning because I don't want to get run over.
Yeah, right.
But in the summertime, I do run the hills by my house, so that just helps me. And I'm going to be, this year, I'll be 55.
You're not out there running those little short track shorts, are you?
Negative.
All right, I just want everybody out there to know that.
Yeah. He's the type of guy he is, But, so I do go to the gym and I'll lift. So this week I'm going back to lifting. I'll still run every morning, so it's fasted cardio for me because I can afford to lose a little bit of flubber. How's that sound? And that's my personal view. It is whatever. That's how I look at it. And then that'll have me aerobically conditioned for next season when we got antelope and mule deer and whitetails and maybe something else if we get the opportunity.
Right. I had a guy at the gym actually yesterday asked me, and it's just, I've talked to you about him several times when he bow hunts and he just started going out west, and he told me yesterday that he's actually been copying a lot of my workouts, watching me, and especially my shoulder stuff because he has injured his shoulders. Yeah. And he knew, last year I had the shoulder injury. I guess this year it's your turn.
Yeah, I guess.
So, but it's a huge part of it, physically, to get yourself, like we said, control the things that you can control. That's one of them. I'm not saying you got to be in the gym, every day. I just do it. It's a mental stress relief for me also. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't, You make an excuse, and it's going to go that way for everything that you're going to do in your life.
If you make an excuse once, then you're going to just continue to make excuses. You see it all the time. I am a firm believer in you run, you lift, and you shoot your bow. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's the Cam Hanes, I ain't going to lie. It is. I got great respect for Cam. You know, he's my age, and that dude is a freaking beast. When you say beast, I mean beast. Hunting, whatever else, lifting, running, all that stuff. But if you listen to anybody who's successful in hunting, including Mike and myself, we're going to tell you that it's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need to change and make yourself better. You can't be going out and drinking fucking beer and doing stupid shit and expect to be successing.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
No, you're not. It's, you know,
well, it is what it is.
You know, when you say a lifestyle thing, and I know people probably think, "Oh, you're preaching." We're not preaching. I'll tell you what it is. It's, you know, mentally. If you think about it this way, mentally, if you can't get through things in your life that hinder you in your everyday life, because life's hard enough.
It is.
Let's be honest with it. So, are you going to let it control you, or are you going to control it? Because it's in everybody's own hands.
Yeah,
you know,
you always have a choice.
So, you know, if you make the choice to do what you want to do and succeed in that, that's what you do. If you don't, you don't. You know, we're two extremely driven people.
Not only in hunting, just so you're aware.
Just in general, in everything we do. If we can't do it to the best of our ability, then we got to work at that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the next thing is, you know, shooting our bow. We always talk about shoot your bow, shoot your bow. Don't grab your goddamn bow 2 weeks before bow season or wherever you're going to go.
Right.
Like, I'm going to start shooting my bow. That's a cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Not even a month before, especially if you're going out west. I mean, 50 yards is short.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I know people that have been on elk hunts that have not taken an elk that have had them at 50 yards. 50! Oh my God. I'm telling you right now, and I'm not going to brag, that is dead.
Oh, yeah.
50 yards, it's a dream for me. An elk or a mule at 50 yards, like that's a given for us.
That should be a given.
And it's not because we don't shoot all the time.
Right.
We shoot every week together in leagues.
Yep.
Not because we like shooting leagues. We don't.
No.
But it's a reason to get together and to shoot.
Right.
You know?
And shoot your hunting equipment. I mean...
Do we ever shoot our hunting equipment?
We always shoot our hunting equipment.
That is correct.
You know, you can shoot competition bows, and that's great all summer if you're into shooting that stuff, and I have got no problem with that at all. But you need to pick up your hunting bow, too. And what I hear from a lot of the guys that shoot the comp bows, and I used to do this a lot because I used to shoot a lot of competition. Yeah. Well, my hunting bow is different, and I string angle this, that, and it affects my shot during my competition. Well, you need to make a damn choice. Or be able to do both.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have an issue with it. That's why I shoot my hunting bow now all the time. I have comp bows. I got TRX 38 and all the fancy stabilizers, sights, and all that crap. Shooting the big fat shafts. Great. You know, whatever. It doesn't put deer on my wall, and that's what I'm about. So that's the decision I've made to do that. And life is all about decisions. It's always about percentages, too. You want to win, you have to increase your percentages. So you need to make what? Good decisions.
Yes.
So, you know.
It's really, you know, and, you know, you talk about that, too. Like, it's, a lot of times it's taking a shot, not taking a shot. You know, assessing situations and knowing, like, you know, James says, "How are you guys so successful?" It comes with a lot of failures.
Oh God.
You know, I mean, a lot of people see us now because we've been doing the podcast and stuff, but we've failed out west way more than we've succeeded. You know, we've turned the tables in the last several years because we've learned and failed. Yeah, but this is one thing too, and this is 100% true for Karl and myself, is we never quit.
Oh yeah.
Ever.
That's one thing. If you know us or meet us or whatever else, we don't ever quit. Like, we will drive until the last second on a hunt, where we can't hunt any longer because the sun is down and it's illegal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are giving it 100, 110% every day, every waking hour we can do that.
The last minute of the last day, and there's no tired. And there's no, why, there is none of that. It really isn't. And if you think about it, that's all mental.
Yeah.
Not just in the hunting, but like if you mentally can do that in anything, you're going to be better at it.
Yeah.
So you will not succeed out west. And you can ask people that, whatever, they're on TV if you want to look at it, and they're not going to tell you, well, I just go out there and kind of wander around a little bit and get lucky.
No.
They're putting time in, and you see a lot of the hunts, 5, 6, 7 days, nothing. Well, it's not because they're quitting.
No.
You're just seeing it in a more condensed time frame.
I think
not the grueling of what it is.
The grueling, I guess the mental stress of it too. Don't you think? I mean, we put a lot of mental stress on ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in you need to be mentally strong before you can be physically strong.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of times when I'm running and I am beat to shit. 200 plus reps a minute for like an hour plus. And I'm mentally beat, but I don't stop. Because you know what? Your mind will quit before your body quits.
I was just going to say, your mind will quit way before your body will.
Yeah.
Your body will endure a lot more than most people think.
Oh, yeah.
Most people won't push themselves to that point.
Yeah. If you feel like you're going to die, trust me, you're not.
Probably not.
Majority of the time. Not always. Yeah. Just trust me.
I mean, sometimes you could.
Yeah, you could. You could. But your body, the human body, can take a lot more than what most people's mind will let them put them through.
Yeah. I think how do you be successful? And I think you have to have the mindset of it. I think the mindset, like we're talking about, gets you to where, okay, this is what I want to do, so what do I have to do to do that? Mm-hmm. And then you have to follow through with it.
Yep.
Not just, I'm going to work out a little bit. I don't like this. It sucks. It does suck.
Oh, it always
sucks. It's not fun. I don't go to the gym every day because I want to. I just told Carlos earlier. It's just ingrained in my head. I've done it forever. I do it more now than I did when I was younger and I was competing.
Yeah. Yeah, you do it a lot more now than when we first started hanging out together.
And I mean, it's, yes, I've been a personal trainer for a long time. I did that on the side. Mm-hmm. Blah, blah. Dietary stuff, I do know that. But it doesn't, none of it matters if you don't implement it.
Right.
It's just like shooting your bow. Like, we just started this year again with new sights.
Yes.
That we're trying out.
Yep.
And it's a learning.
Yeah, it wasn't. You could see it in our scores when we first started shooting them because it was a change on our equipment. Mike and I's equipment are almost identical. You guys can see that from the show, and it was a change where we had to. For me, and I'll tell you for archery, it's a mental picture of what you're looking through when you're bringing up the target and the pin itself. If you have a side pin or a vertical pin or a pin from the top, that does actually cause impact for most people, impact differences downrange because your eye and your mind sees things differently.
Yep.
So for me, last year, my pins, and I think Mike's too, were from the side. No, you had the vertical.
Mine's up and down, vertical.
And then I switched to a vertical. And if you watched my targets and you could see it in my scores, I was missing 12 rings by like a 1/4 inch low or whatever else. And then the size of the dot from what we call a hunting dot or hunting spot was 19 thousandths, and shooting at 10 thousandths now is what we shoot. So that was a change too.
Yeah. And what did it take for us to get better with them?
Just practice.
Just practice.
Yep.
Shooting.
Yep.
Adjusting, shooting, evaluating.
Well, there's a lot of frustration there the first few weeks, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah. It's terrible. I was getting pissed off. And,
yep.
I'm like, wow, I really liked the site. Was just having a hard time with it.
Yep.
And I'm like, I know I can go back to my other site.
Right.
But that thinking, I'm like, is that going to get me to what I want? No, it's not.
No.
So I'm like, I'm going to learn this site because I like the advantage it can give me.
Yep.
And I'm just going to keep shooting it. Now, I love it.
Yeah.
I really love the site. We'll talk about that maybe at some point, but it wasn't like, F this, it's too hard, I quit, I won't go back to what I know.
Right.
Which is
easy for people to do.
The problem most people have in life. I'm not a life coach or anything like that, but you know, what do you say? Familiarity is comfortable.
Yes.
For people.
Get out of your comfort range.
You got to be uncomfortable.
You got to be on your comfort range. When you're working out, you should be out of your comfort range. You should be pushing your body enough to where it hurts.
Yeah.
You need to be uncomfortable. If you're sitting there and you're using 25-pound dumbbells and you're doing like 10 reps and you're setting the weight down, even if you're a big guy, you're doing it and you do 50 reps and all of a sudden you're starting to feel the burn in your muscle, well, then you keep going until it fails.
Yeah.
Then you can move forward. Same with running, you know. You can get yourself to where your heart rate is at such a certain speed or whatever else. You know what your max heart rate is. I'm not a firm believer in that, by the way, max heart rate stuff. But once you get there, you know, hold it there for a while and see what happens. Because 9 times out of 10, what happens is your body familiarizes yourself with that amount of level of exercise, and it actually, your heart rate will slow down, and then you could push even harder.
Yeah. See, I've talked about before, like in the summer, is like I'll run around on the property.
Yeah.
And have my targets set up with my bow. I'm running with my bow in my hand.
Yep.
Pull up, laser, 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever. I don't care, wherever I stop.
Yeah.
Set my sight, make that shot.
Yep.
Good. And it's the process of being able to get your heart rate to where you can calm yourself enough to make that shot, because that's how it happens out west a lot.
Well, a fine example this year was when I shot my mule.
Yes.
Mike dropped me off about a mile and a quarter away from the animal, so he couldn't see me, and I snuck up the backside of this ridge. Well, this ridge was big and it was steep. If you watch the video, you can see it. And coming up over the top, you had to come back over again, and there's terrain up above you had to deal with. So when you get to the top of that ridge, now it's the moment of truth. So your heart's beating anyway. Plus, you've just done all this strenuous exercise to get the position here. You need to control yourself to make that shot.
Because the window is normally small.
That window was 2 inches.
It's not, you know what I mean? I mean, it's time-wise, too. It's not it's going to lay out for you where you can sit there for 10 minutes and think about everything or relax yourself.
That's another good point. Here's the other part about DIY hunting out west, if this is what you were referring to, James, if you're talking more out west stuff. You will learn that you need to make decisions. I've watched people go out there and sit there for hours and watch a deer bedded deer, instead of figuring out a way, okay, this deer is bedded. Now, in Mike and I's eyes, this deer is bedded, and this gives us our best opportunity to go kill it.
It's time to move.
So if I'm sitting here staring at him for 2 hours, guess what he's doing? He's getting ready to move. Mm-hmm. If he's sleeping, say he's got in the sun or whatever, you can tell that deer is down. Matter of fact, if you watch that video, if you look at the 2 does in front of the buck that I killed, the one's got her head flat down on the ground.
Yeah.
Out. That's telling me they're relaxed. Here's my opportunity to get above them.
And he's relaxed.
Right. So that's when you make your move. You don't sit there 9 times out of 10. Now, elk hunting in the mountains can be much different based off of distances and things like that. Mm-hmm. But what I'm telling you is you need to be able to make a decision, make that move.
Yeah,
view it, assess it.
You got to
decide
move.
What to do.
You got to move, and
you need to make things happen on a DIY.
It is. That's one thing that we talk about a lot. Like, whitetail hunting is different.
Yeah.
You're not going to make that happen. You're trying to put yourself in a position for it, your opportunity to be better.
Yeah.
You're not going to, make a move on a buck that you're in a stand. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it.
Yeah.
The chances of that are very slim.
Spotting and stalking whitetails on their ground, it's a tough one.
In this kind of terrain.
In our terrain here.
Mule deer, antelope, elk is see something, make a decision. Whether that decision is right or not, is really moot point. Because sometimes it's going to be right, sometimes it's not. Or sometimes the decision was great, the animal didn't stay there.
Yeah.
But you can't watch them all day. You got to process and make a decision. And I think it helps. Like I said, it's all mental. I think all starts and funnels down to that. And the out west, we love nothing better than that.
I think the other part about the out west success is the biggest thing I would say, and we do it now more than ever, is we need to hunt these as a two-man team.
Oh, yeah.
73.
Because we wouldn't have shot either one of our mule deer or our antelope this year if the other guy wasn't there.
Last several years
Yeah.
with our muleys.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been together, and it has proven. It's proven. I mean, we're putting them in the truck.
Yeah.
You know, and great animals, and it's just that much better when you can have somebody that you can trust. You know, calling a range, or you know, a guy sits back and can motion you around, show you where the animal's going. You know, now maybe it sounds like it's not fair, but they're, you know, take your advantages if you can get them.
Yeah. I mean, a fair chase is fair chase.
And if you think it's not fair, go try to go after one.
Yeah. Spotting and stalking by yourself is,
You know.
It's a tough. Hey, more people do. You know, there's a lot of people out there who do it. Congratulations.
And we've done it both ways.
We've done it both ways, but we seem to be more successful hunting as a two-man team.
You know, there's a time you got to know too. You know, maybe if you're hunting with another guy, that maybe one guy's like, "I'm gonna hang back. You got to go."
Yeah.
And then,
oh God, yeah.
Because it happens. Sometimes you both can't go. You know, like take your play, and the guy sits back and just waits and watches.
If you guys watch our stuff, and you know our stuff, James, if you watch it, you'll see Mike and I just take turns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how big the animal is. If he shoots him, congratulations, nice job.
Yeah.
We got one down. Let's
Moving
go
on.
get the other one.
Yeah, it's time to move.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you'll even hear it in the videos when we're talking. This year's video when I shot my 4x4. I was more, after I shot it, I was ecstatic. But what am I talking about? I'm talking about getting him his deer.
Yeah, we got him out there.
We'll get one. Get one for Mike yet. We got a whole nother day. It'll be his turn.
Getting him his deer.
Yeah, we got him out of there and got a little something to eat quick. And I mean, we were right back out.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we were actually on.
We're from Wisconsin. You guys will know that because I said, or Mike said, let's get some cheese.
Yep, we did.
That's what we did. We took cheese, water, and we left.
We're out.
And we killed another one that day.
Yeah, we did. It's a lot of, you know, it's mental, it's physical, it's, you know, drive.
Drive is the biggest part of it.
I really think it's drive.
You know, you need to go into everything, I think, with a successful or being mentally capable of thinking you're going to be successful on everything you do. It doesn't matter. I never think I'm going to fail at something.
Right.
It might happen, but guess what? What am I going to do to make it better so I'm not not unsuccessful next time?
Right.
You know, and you know you need to make changes sometimes. So it is what it is. I think that's probably the easiest way to describe our DIY stuff.
Yes.
So we appreciate the question, James. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you guys get a chance, you want to listen to it just on the podcast, it's iHeartRadio Podcast, Apple, Google, Spotify, and
RSS.com.
we appreciate you guys listening. And if you guys want any questions answered or just want to talk to us, go ahead and put some stuff right down here in the comments. We appreciate it. Or you guys can subscribe right here and just hit the Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper. Thanks for listening, guys.
Check it out on the podcast, baby. Our work worked again this year. Small property, 40 acres.
This is the buck that I called the drop 8.
This is so awesome to be out here with you, Karl. And to take a...
Yeah, hit him high going down through the lungs. Probably came out low on the other side. Beautiful mule deer. Tall, good mass on him.